understand how to draw the trellis diagram. For trellis diagram also we need to start from the 4 states. For trellis diagram, we need to draw grid of the dots for each state. So we have 4 dots in first column, similarly 4 dots in second column. Same way we can extend the grid infinitely. Now, to draw the trellis diagram, we need to take help of state diagram or state table. Let's look at the state diagram. Consider we are in state 0, 0 and the input applied is 0. Then the next state is 0, 0. We remain in the same state with output is equal to 0, 0. To show that on trellis diagram, we have to start in the state 0, 0. So this is the first state we have to start with. This is the next state, and so on. If the next state is same as that of the previous, we have to move horizontally along the trellis. So from state 0, 0, we move to the next state 0, 0 and the output here is 0, 0. Remember, when you move to the next state which is same as that of the previous state, we have to move horizontally. And when there is change of state from A to B, B to C or C to D, we have to move from first column to the next column but in diagonal fashion. That is from upper row to the lower row or lower row to the upper row. Again, we come back to the state diagram. Now the second condition is we are in state 0, 0 and now the input is 1. Then we move from state A to state B, that is 1, 0 and the output in that case is 1, 1. To show this on trellis diagram, we have to come here in the state 0, 0. The next state is 1, 0. That is, we have to move from first column to the next column and diagonally down and write the output on the arrow as 1, 1. Now this trellis can continue from this state 0, 0 to the same state 0, 0 with output 0. Similarly from third column to fourth column. Again, the second possibility, when input is 1, we move to state 1, 0 and the output is 1, is repeated for the next columns also. We can extend this grid for one more column because we have to go for the decoding letter and that will require 4 columns. Once you understand how to draw the trellis diagram, you can extend it infinitely. Now we have completed all the possibilities for state 0, 0. We have to go for the next state 1, 0. Now again going back to the state diagram, we can see in state 1, 0, if the input is 0, we move from state 1, 0 to state 0, 1 with output equal to 1, 0. To show this on the trellis, we come here on the second column of the trellis in state 1, 0. We move to the next state 0, 1. So from column 2, we have to move to column 3. And since the input is 1, the arrow is shown by a solid line. and the output is written on the arrow. Again, in state 10, if the input is 1, we move from state 10 to the next state 11, which is indicated by this dashed line, and the output is 0, 1. So this is shown on the trellis that from state 10, if the input is 1, we move to the next state 11, and since input is 0, it is shown by dashed line. Now, as we did it for the state 00, this is repeated for the remaining columns in the trellis. So from state 10, we repeat this. Now we have completed the trellis diagram for 2 states. Now we are in state 01 in the third column. So in state 01, if the input is 0, we move to state 00 and output is 1, 1. So in state 01, we move to state 00. So from third column, we move to fourth column and the arrow moves up. And the output here is 1, 1. So we have to write this output on this arrow 1, 1. The second condition is we are in state 01 and the input is 1. Then we move from 0, 1 to the next state 1, 0 and the output is 0, 0, which is indicated by dashed line. So from state 01, we move to the state 10. So we show it with a dashed line. From here we move to the next column with a dashed line and the output here is 0, 0. So for the third column, for all these states in third row, we have to repeat this. From here we move to state 0, 0 with output 1, 1, and when input is 1, we move to state 10 with output 0, 0. Similarly, now the last state is remaining, which is 1, 1. In the state diagram, we can see when the input is 0, we move to the next state 0, 1 with output 0, 1. So from state 1, 1, we have to move to the next column in state 0, 1 and with a solid line because the input is 0 and the output in this case is 0, 1. Again in state 1, 1, if the input is 1, we remain in the same state, but now the output is 1, 0. So to move to the same state, we are moving horizontally and the output here is 1, 0. Similarly, for the next columns, we can repeat this. This is to be shown with a dashed, this is to be shown with a dashed line. And when input was 0, it is to be shown with a solid line. This is how the trellis diagram is completed. If you have to extend the trellis further, you can continue drawing this by increasing the dots in the grid and repeat the same procedure for the number of columns that you wish to.